is News 3 Now at 5.
Thanks for staying with us. Right now, a building that sheltered city vehicles is now sheltering people who need some help this winter. I think Susan's having some audio issues. People could start checking in at the old Fleet building on 1st Street. As of right now, 5 p.m., Gabriella Becerra got a look at what the city did with the building, and she gives us a first look inside. Gabby?
Well, Eric, guests who sleep in these beds tonight will be the first ever to stay at this new temporary shelter. It's much larger than past shelters, which city leaders will tell you is much needed.
It's moving day for Madison's emergency men's shelter.
It's not, cozy, but it is totally functional.
The 43,000 square foot space on 1st Street can shelter more than 250 people, many more than the Warner Park spot. It has bathroom and shower trailers, a couple dozen parking spaces out back, and will serve breakfast and dinner.
All of those are amenities that are dramatic improvements over what we've been able to offer.
The city's community development director, Jim O'Keefe, says this shelter is designed to help as many people as possible. That includes screening for COVID-19, lifting rules that ban drug and alcohol users, and waiving the 90-day limit.
We are really asking people to come inside and get warm.
The city thought it found a spot for a permanent shelter, announcing it this fall, only to see that deal fall through. That put more pressure to find a quick fix.
When winter came and we still didn't have a permanent solution, we knew that we needed to have even a bigger space.
It would cost Madison $1.75 million to run this shelter for an entire year.
It's a far larger budget than what has been the case, for example, at Grace Episcopal Church, which for over 35 years has been the venue.
Mayor Santi Rhodes Conway says the county is chipping in too, but she hopes the federal government doesn't leave Dane County and the men who need this space out in the cold.
We have put the funding for this together but in bits and pieces, and it's just incredible to me that Congress is hours away from going home for the holidays and they haven't yet voted on a relief act.
There's about 24 spaces outside for guests to use. Otherwise, there is a shuttle that will transport guests from the Beacon starting at 4:50. Intake is from 5 to 8:30 p.m. every night. And what also Mayor Santi Rhodes Conway mentioned to me was that there will be opportunity for the people who stay here to find more permanent housing for themselves.
All right, Gabriella Becerra tonight. Gabby, thank you. A seasonally cool December day. There is a chance we could see some flurries later in the week. Let's get a look at your first warn forecast. Meteorologist Chris Reese on the weather patio. Chris.
Eric, you said seasonably cool, but get this. Temperatures today were warmer than they were at the same time yesterday. We've seen a 10-degree temperature increase, although we're still cooler than a lot of the spots around us. The reason for such a large increase is that at this point, the snow has been on the ground for a couple of days, so it's lost its ability to truly act as a refrigerant like it's done in the past couple of days now that the sun has been able to melt off those initial layers. 29 our temperature right now. So yesterday we were at 19, 32 in Janesville right now, 30 in Lone Rock, same for our friends in Mineral Point. Monroe and Watertown also coming in at 29. We're at 27 in the Dells. The winds are out of the north and northeast at 7, and those wind chills are down into the lower 20s and teens. Now I can attest to a couple of flurries. As I was standing out here, there were a couple of individual small flakes, and then earlier I saw some of those. Most of that not showing up on radar, but don't be surprised if you run into a little bit of some flurry activity. We're going to be mainly dry, though, as we go throughout tonight. We're watching this big system, though, as it begins to impact the East Coast. This is the big deal weather system across the entire country right now. We stay quiet going through the rest of tonight, but I'm watching a system for the weekend and perhaps another system next week into Christmas Eve. We'll break down the full forecast in just a bit.
All right, Chris, thank you. The Wisconsin Department of Justice releasing the names of those involved in that officer-involved death that happened near Fort Atkinson last week. The State Patrol tried to stop a vehicle for speeding. This was on Highway 26 near Watertown. A passenger ran from the vehicle, later was arrested. The driver of the vehicle, 23-year-old Joseph Crawford, took off. The vehicle hit spike strips at Highway 26 and Highway 12. The Department of Justice says Crawford then got out of the vehicle with a handgun, attempted to carjack another vehicle. 3 troopers shot Crawford. He died of multiple gunshot wounds at the scene. The 3 troopers who fired their weapons are Trooper Keegan Williams, Trooper Alexander Polizzi, and Trooper David Heinisch. All 3 are on current administrative leave. That is the common protocol. Monona police say Crawford was a suspect in a bank robbery that had happened in Monona earlier that day. The troopers were not aware of that when they tried to pull Crawford over. Monona police say last Wednesday the suspect in the bank robbery showed a handgun and ordered 2 employees to the vault. He left with an undisclosed amount of cash. That robbery is being investigated by the Monona Police Department and the FBI. A 45-year-old man has life-threatening injuries after a crash on Highway 18151 last night. Police responded to a single-car crash around 6:20 p.m. This was at Highway 18151 at County Trunk Highway PB in Verona. Officers say the driver, who is from Barneveld, was in a dark-colored full-size SUV taken to a hospital. Before the crash, police said that SUV had crossed the median and drove in the eastbound lanes before heading back onto the median and going airborne. Anyone who saw that incident is asked to call Verona Police. State and county health officials recorded 2,146 new COVID-19 cases today. Wisconsin's all-time total has now reached 445,170 confirmed cases, with fewer than 10% of those cases still active. Health officials say 77 more people have died, including 20 new deaths in Dane County. The statewide death toll has increased to 4,308. Wisconsin's top health official says nearly 200 healthcare workers in the state have now been vaccinated for COVID-19. That's as of today, and there will be opportunities for those in the public soon. They have not said when.
The opportunities for where people can get vaccinated will look similarly to influenza. So you may get a reminder from your healthcare provider, but pharmacies are going to be important. We'll also see community sites perhaps popping up.
Health officials say we have not seen a spike in coronavirus cases after the Thanksgiving holiday, but urged people to continue to remain vigilant with the Christmas and New Year's holidays approaching. They are stressing people still need to wear masks, keep a distance, frequently wash their hands, and avoid large gatherings. Visiting mom or dad, grandma or grandpa in a nursing home may again happen soon after months of no face-to-face visits. Senior care facilities are getting ready to vaccinate staff and elderly residents as part of phase 1 of the rollout, and that takes a lot of planning. Brady Mallory joins us with a closer look at what it takes to make it happen. Brady?
Capri Communities is one of the largest senior living providers in southern Wisconsin, and it has a lot of work to do to get vaccines to about 1,200 residents and 500 employees. Right now, it's working with DHS and Walgreens on a vaccination plan, which the federal government is coordinating. First, Capri needs to see how much vaccine it'll get and when it can start giving it to its senior residents. Well, remember, December 28th is a possibility, but CEO Jim Tarantino says that isn't confirmed yet. He says this vaccine is giving everyone a lot of hope, though. We've seen the photos of people standing outside of senior care facilities at the windows because they can't see their loved ones in person. He hopes the vaccine eventually removes that barrier and leads to some emotional in-person reunions.
Our residents in particular, and people of the age group that we serve, their purpose, and when they get up in the morning, for a lot of them, it's to be with their families.
Tarantino says Capri won't require people to get the vaccine, but most of the people there say they want to get it. Once Capri gets the go-ahead and the vaccines, Tarantino says the next step is figuring out adequate space to do it all in.
Brady, thank you. Meanwhile, at SSM Health in Madison, they're continuing to vaccinate frontline workers. Officials say roughly 50 employees were immunized each hour, and that will continue until all staff who want a vaccine can get one. SSM Health also sent out its first shipment of vaccine to a fellow SSM Health ministry. Waupun Memorial Hospital received 200 doses of the vaccine and started giving them out to employees this afternoon. The Wisconsin National Guard is helping them send the shipments of vaccine to non-SSM Health entities today.
More frontline workers at hospitals around the country are receiving their vaccinations as cases of the virus still continue to rise nationwide. Alaska state health officials have confirmed that a health worker suffered an allergic reaction to Pfizer's coronavirus vaccine yesterday. Drug maker says it's looking into that claim. This comes as an FDA advisory panel has confirmed the safety and efficacy of Moderna's vaccine. That could be approved for emergency use as early as Friday.
A months-long deadlock on a second COVID relief bill may almost be over. Both sides say they're close to an agreement on a $900 billion COVID relief package and are concentrating on common ground. That includes an extension of jobless benefits, small business loans, and money for vaccine distribution. The bill could include another round of direct payments to many Americans.
The American people need more help. It's that simple.
This won't be the last time Congress speaks on COVID relief.
No deal has been finalized yet, but an announcement could come before Congress breaks for the holidays at the end of the week. President-elect Biden says the proposed package is an important down payment, while hinting that more action may be needed after he takes office next month.
And today, the president-elect made another historic pick to his cabinet with a look ahead to his goals on infrastructure. Mr. Biden announcing former Democratic rival Pete Buttigieg as his transportation secretary pick. Now, if confirmed, the former South Bend, Indiana mayor and Afghanistan war veteran could become the first openly gay Senate-approved cabinet official, and as a millennial, he'll also be one of the youngest. As transportation secretary, Buttigieg will be expected to lead the way on improving the nation's infrastructure.
Americans shouldn't settle for less than our peers in the developed world when it comes to our roads and bridges, our railways, and transit systems.
And multiple sources tell CBS News President-elect Biden will pick former Michigan Governor Jennifer Granholm for his Energy Secretary nominee. That announcement's expected to come by the end of the week.
It's really about building that awareness to the community that we will not survive without your help at this point in time.
From chefs and owners of more than 24 Madison restaurants as we approach the holiday season. Our Leah Linscheid sat down with them for a conversation on the state of your favorite local spots and what you need to do to ensure that they'll last into 2021. It's part of a three-part series, a commitment on our part here at News 3 Now to spotlight what these restaurants are going through. Catch this first conversation on our website, channel3000.com, and hear from chefs Miller, Dave Heidi, and more coming up tomorrow morning on News 3 Now this morning. And we're continuing to spotlight some of our favorite spots that you can help save. And today, it's the Plaza. They're still offering carryout and delivery. The iconic tavern also launched a GoFundMe, and you can find all this information along with a list of other restaurants that could use your help on channel3000.com.
Now, the past 6 months have been extraordinarily challenging for all small business owners, both in Madison and nationwide. On June 1st, State Street was home to 150 local businesses. Today, there are fewer than 120. There are multiple ways you can help these businesses that are struggling, including shopping, of course, shopping local, buying gift cards to those businesses, and by writing reviews and sharing recommendations for businesses. We have more information on our website, channel3000.com. More to come on News 3 Now at 5. The East Coast preparing for that big winter storm Chris was talking about. Could bring a couple feet of snow. The latest on that system ahead at 5. And coming up tonight at 6, lawmakers here from Wisconsinites struggling from delayed unemployment benefit payments. We'll have that story next hour after the CBS Evening News. And the midweek markets, mixed numbers. The Dow off almost 45, but the NASDAQ was up 63. S&P adds about 6.5, and we'll be right back.
Finding the right ingredients for a healthy lifestyle can be tricky. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are here to help.
Our Time for Kids Recipe for Health experts use online conversations and on-air reports to answer your health questions.
So tell us, what topics would your family like to hear about? What questions do you have?
Use the handy feedback form on our Time for Kids page to share what matters most to your family's health. And together,
let's take time for kids.
Menards has something for everyone on your list. Master Force's full-bore spade bits make the perfect stocking stuffer. They're built to work faster and harder than traditional spade bits. Grab a 6-piece set for $9.99. This 14-drawer Master Force mobile tool chest and cabinet combo keeps tools safe and secure. It holds up to 110 pounds per drawer and has a power strip with USB for quick charging. Get it for $879.98 at Menards. Plus, give the perfect gift with the Menards gift card.
Season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Arby's, 2 for $6. Every day, flame-seared, Greek-seasoned Euro meat. 2 of those things for just $6. Arby's, we have the meat.
Keeping yourself yourself and your family safe from germs and bacteria is made easy with Cetus ultraviolet technology for sterilization. Through time-tested ultraviolet irradiation, killing 99% of dangerous microbes is simple and effortless. UV light technology is faster and more reliable than water-based disinfectants. Now easier than ever to live germ-free. Visit www.cetusonline.com. That is CETUSonline.com.
A nursing home promises to care for our parents as cherished loved ones. But if your parents have been injured in a nursing home, we can help. Habish, and Rotier. We fight for what's right.
Let's get to it, America. Because joy doesn't just happen. You make it happen. And during the Ford Built for the Holidays sales event, we're helping you make even more joy. Come get the best deals of the season with offers on select Ford SUVs and Ford Fusion. Everything you need to make the holidays brighter than ever. That's how we're making joy this season. How will you? Choose FlexBuy and get Escape with 0 for 66 financing and $1,500 back. Plus get $2,000 trade assist on eligible vehicles.
Hey folks, Thursday morning we continue our conversation with local chefs. That includes one who has given everything he can for his community over the last few years, and now he's asking for help in return. Join us starting at 4:30 on News 3 Now this morning.
We're called Firstborn Weather for a reason.
Our Firstborn Weather team has been bracing us for this snow chance now for the past 10 days.
And when the winter storm hit,
this has been the zone that's likely to get the heaviest snow.
Our team kept you informed with the area's best coverage. Trust the Firstborn Weather team on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
The East Coast gearing up for the first winter storm of the season, a nor'easter that could deliver a real wallop.
Some areas are expecting up to 2 feet of snow, along with freezing rain and blustery winds. Naomi Ruckham reports from New York City, which is preparing for the worst.
With more than 60 million people in the path of a massive winter storm, shoppers are stocking up.
There's lines in the store already. People are shopping like crazy, buying everything.
At hardware stores, shovels are going fast.
I mean, it's the first snowstorm. We have plenty of product.
In Philadelphia alone, 80 plows are standing by, with the city expecting as much as a foot of snow.
I grew up in New England, so this is nostalgic for me.
After blanketing Oklahoma, the storm now threatens 1,000 miles from North Carolina through New England. Some areas could see up to 2 feet of snow.
I suspect where it may move around is where it's rain, where it's slush, where it's mixed, where it's snowing. It will do all 4 of those.
Here in New York City, road crews say they are ready for this storm. They'll salt the streets before the snow falls, and once the system has moved out. Overnight, it's all about plowing whatever they can. Restaurants already struggling to stay afloat were ordered to close outdoor dining before the storm arrives. Nick Versus took it in stride.
We'll close if we need to. It's not like I'm getting a ton of revenue that I need to stay open.
Mayor Bill de Blasio says the weather will not get in the way of deliveries of the COVID vaccine.
It's a storm, but it is a storm so far still staying in a pretty limited range, that kind of 8 inches to 12 inches range for a limited period of time.
But shipping companies are keeping an extra close watch on the forecast. If the storm does cripple highways, they'll need a plan B to get this precious cargo to distribution points around the country. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
Let's get a look at your first warn weather. Meteorologist Chris Reese looking at our forecast. Chris?
Yeah, sure am, but I do want to talk about this storm for just a moment. I've been watching it for the past several days, getting ready to impact parts of the Northeast, and now we're seeing some of those heaviest snow bands, upwards of 2 to 3 inches per hour, falling throughout parts of Pennsylvania. That's going to be working its way towards New York City and then eventually towards Boston. Just an incredible snowstorm from a scientific perspective getting ready to happen across the Northeast. For us, we're still generally quiet. We have some cloud cover out there, a little bit more the way some of that cloud cover is going to move in as we progress forward into the overnight hours. Now, we've seen a couple of flurries out there at times today. Most of that was north of Madison, but we've seen a couple of flurries in Madison as well. A lot of that didn't show up on radar, but nonetheless, it was certainly out there. In general, we're going to be dry though as we go through the rest of tonight. We're keeping the clouds around. Temperatures are at 29 right now. I expect us to cool down a couple more degrees degrees into the lower 20s. 32 for our friends in Janesville. Lone Rock at 30. Mineral Point also at 30. We take you hour by hour. Here's that cloud cover, and here's when you're waking up tomorrow morning. Look at that temperature, right around 20 degrees or so. Now into tomorrow afternoon, we're going to see cloud cover, but I also expect us to see at least a little bit of some sunshine at times. Temperatures warm up to about the 32-degree mark. So just like today, we're going to see that exact same story as we move into your Thursday. Thursday night into Friday, we have the opportunity to get even cooler down into the mid-teens, especially if you get any kind of clearing after the sun has set. Now, winds turn out of the south as we move into your Friday. That's going to help things warm up above freezing. And above freezing, likely for the first time since last week when our temperatures went below freezing before the snowstorm moved in. Look for those highs into the mid-30s, and then into your Saturday, we're going to see a weak cold front come through earlier on in the morning. That brings a chance for some flurries. Notice it's a small chance for some flurries. But overall, here's how the pattern's shaping up for us as we begin to move towards your Christmas week. Here's the warm-up that we'll see tomorrow and into the weekend. A little cold shot behind the cold front there. Another warm-up tries to inch its way in as we move into Monday. But the colder air, it's coming in, and it's coming in quickly, and we get a tap to the true Arctic source by the time we get you towards Christmas. As you get that secondary push of colder air, I'm not going to be surprised if there's a storm system along with that. Typically, when you see a big-time push of some colder air, there's at least some sort of some system or of a system, and Future Track is at least trying to show that potential. Here's the weak front that moves in into your Saturday. We're dry for the rest of the week, but watch what happens Tuesday and into Wednesday. And then perhaps some light flurries sticking around as we move into your Christmas Eve as well. We're going to watch the trends with that closely. It's one of the things I've been talking about where models have been pretty much all over the place with it. But if that were to actually pan out, well, that would mean a white Christmas around here. So we'll see. In the meantime, 30s all the way through next week, 39 on Monday. That chance for some snow Tuesday and into Wednesday, and then a flurry chance for Christmas Eve. Christmas Day looks dry, but certainly looks cold. Traffic-wise, here's how things are shaping up for us. Most things are all calm. We're all good to go in the world of traffic. The graphic has frozen out there. Well, hopefully we'll warm that up so it's not so much frozen later. But generally, traffic's fine for us.
Traffic's fine. This graphic doesn't
Traffic's
work.
fine.
Traffic's fine, trust me. All right, ahead on News 3 Now at 5, how one company is making sure students at a local elementary school have gifts under the tree. That's ahead at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
In 1912, Leon L. Bean sold his first batch of 100 boats. 90 of them leaked. He refunded every pair and then perfected them. Because if it wasn't comfortable, he didn't want people to have it. This holiday season, we want to help you give the warmest, coziest, longest-lasting gifts on Earth and make you feel more comfortable than you have in a long, long time.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of PowerSwabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to PowerSwabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. PowerSwabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stain caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, PowerSwabs can target that area using swab precision.
I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
So this holiday season, if you have yellowing between your teeth or coffee stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes or an hour, and start using the PowerSwabs 5-minute solution. Just snap, swab, and smile.
After just 7 days, the results were awesome. PowerSwabs was easy to use every day, and each day I could see it better and better, and from beginning to end, it's definitely whiter. They look clean, they feel clean. and people have made comments about it, which is nice.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. This holiday season, order Power Swabs and receive up to 40% off the retail price. Get a free Power Swabs Quick Stick pen with your order. The Quick Stick pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 40% on your purchase and your free Quick Stick pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Only Steinhoffel sells more Tempur-Pedic than anyone else. And right now, get $300 in Steinhoffel's cash with any Tempur-Pedic. We are Wisconsin's #1 Tempur-Pedic retailer.
Madison's Top Nurses 2020, Thursday at 6:30 on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
A local health insurance provider is donating hundreds of gifts to local families. Employees at WPS Health Solutions and community members have donated over 750 gifts for students and families at Henderson Elementary School in Madison, the old Glendale Elementary. Today's gifts went to over 100 families and about 300 children within the school. Organizers say there was a larger need for gifts this year due to families struggling during COVID-19.
Just to kind of put it in perspective, last year we brought in about 250 gifts. That's what was needed. This year, 758 gifts. So almost 3 times the amount of people in need this year.
WPS employees and their friends purchased gifts valued at approximately $17,000.
Well, this is the busiest week of the year for the Postal Service and UPS. Both say with people staying home because of the pandemic and doing more online shopping, they're seeing an even larger volume of packages and mail being sent out. We spoke with an employee at the UPS store on University Avenue today, and he said a lot of them are working overtime to get packages delivered in time for Christmas.
This is the busiest that I've seen. We have been having significantly more people. Usually whoever is closing down the store, which has been myself and 1 or 2 other people, we've been here till 8 or 8:30, just making sure. We close at 6:30 for reference, and we're here for another couple hours, just making sure we got everything packed and have everything ready to get out the door.
And coming up tonight at 6, our Jamie Perez will share just how much of an increase they're seeing and what the deadlines are to get your mail to its destination before Christmas Day.
And stay with us for a final check of your First Warn forecast in just a moment.
Shop Wild Easttown Honda for clearance deals on over 400 new Hondas. Lease a new Civic for just $179. That's $179 and absolutely zero due at signing at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
Happy holidays and happy savings at the Brothers Maine during our Happy Holiday Savings Sale. Give your home a little love and give yourself more big savings on brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. We're making the holidays a little easier with up to 18 months of 0% financing and the convenience of expert delivery free. You get more for the holidays at the Moore store. Happy home shopping, happy holidays, and happy holiday savings from all of us at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Although Christmas is just around the corner, don't worry. Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Christmas sale is going on now. Shop low prices on a huge selection of great gifts for everyone on your list. Like half off this glass popcorn popper, just $9.99. Half off select Milwaukee bid sets. Power up gifts with Energizer AA or AAA batteries, just $8.99. And save $40 on this special buy pressure cooker, only $49.99 while supplies last. Shop great gifts for everyone on your list during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Christmas sale, going on now.
Complying with national guidelines is made easy with the Cetus Commercial Touchless Forehead Thermometer. The Instant Read LCD digital display yields an accurate body temperature reading from 2 to 4 inches within half a second. From schools, offices, shops, and all other public places, keep yourself safe and compliant with a hands-free thermometer that's easy to install and easier to use. Visit www.cetusonline.com. That is CETUSonline.com.
Hearing the words, "you have cancer," can be life-changing.
Scary.
Frightening. Devastating.
But at Gilda's Club, I find hope.
For my family.
Laughter.
Support.
Gilda's Club is here for me, and I'm so relieved.
So happy.
Happy!
we're ready to face cancer head on.
Cancer Supported Gilda's Club is virtual during the COVID pandemic, so you are not alone. Join us at gildasclubmadison.org to take on cancer together.
So, how's saving for the renovation going?
All done.
I will never understand how you do it.
Easy. She saves with BMO Harris. We give you a cash reward for every month you save.
So BMO will give me cash for saving money?
You bet.
Can the subject hold position 2, please?
How's this?
That's art.
That makes saving look good.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect. Get a $5 reward every month you save $200 or more in a new BMO Statement Savings account.
Shop Wild Easttown Honda for clearance deals on 400 new Hondas. Lease a new all-wheel drive CR-V for $269. That's $269 and absolutely zero do-it signing at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, our series, Season of Giving. After the city shut down his food stand, one man figured out a different way to feed his community. That and more tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And Chris Reese has a final check of the forecast.
Sunshine is generally going to try to filter in through the cloud cover headed into Thursday and Friday. We're still going to see a chance for some flurries, though, Friday night and into Saturday as temperatures warm up into the mid-30s. For your Friday. A little cooler this weekend, close to 40 on Monday. Then we get colder as we go throughout the week, watching a chance for snow Tuesday into Wednesday. Everyone will be watching that for those white Christmas chances, I'm sure.
Chris is very excited about that. All right, we're back in 30 minutes for News Now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.